Hi guys, we have our very last notes that we are going to take for the year 2016. So this section we're going to learn some more of those shortcuts that we have to prove that triangles are congruent. So far the ones that we have are side, 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 where all three sides of one triangle are congruent to all three sides of another. And then we have side, angle, side. Where this, we have a side and angle in between another side. So it's got to look something like this, where you know this side, this angle, and this side. So it's got to be included. Today we're going to learn three more, and these are the final three that we have. We have angle, side, angle, 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 side, and hypotenuse leg. So angle, side, angle is very similar to this side, angle, side, except we have a side in the middle. So this says if two angles and the included side of one triangle are congruent to two angles and the included side of another, then the triangles are congruent. So it's really important here that you know you have your angle, your side, and your other angle. It's included. Angle, side, angle. Now angle, angle, side is when we have two angles and a non-included side. So these are very, very similar, but the difference here is you have angle, angle, and then a side left on its own. So it's not this one here like it is up there. And then finally, our last one is hypotenuse leg. So this one only works if you have a right triangle. So if you don't have a right triangle, you cannot use hypotenuse leg. So this one says if the hypotenuse and leg of a right triangle are congruent to the hypotenuse and a leg of another triangle, then the triangles are congruent. Now I want you to look here. If we have this right triangle, this is an angle, a side, and a side. This is a very special case where ASS actually works. The problem with this is your A has to be 90 degrees and it can't be anything besides 90 degrees. So, which postulate, if any, proves that these triangles are congruent? What I would suggest you do for these is write down the information that they tell you in order and see if it makes one of our 5 shortcuts. So like this one, I have a side, I have an angle, and I have a side. So this makes SAS, that's one of our shortcuts, which means I could prove those triangles are congruent by side, angle, side. Now this one, I have a side, an angle, and another side. So again, this makes SAS. I could prove that these triangles are congruent with side, angle, side. Now I know a lot of people saw that one and said, oh look, there's a right angle, so it's got to be hypotenuse leg. Remember, your hypotenuse is across from the right angle, and we know nothing about this side right here, so we can't use hypotenuse leg. Now this one, the next one, I have an angle, a side, and a side. So this spells ASS, but our A, our angle, is a right angle. So that means this is a special case, and the actual shortcut is hypotenuse leg. Okay, next one, we have a side, an angle, and a side. This is a popular one. SAS spells SAS. That is one of our shortcuts. Now this one, we have an angle, and an angle. Remember, besides ASS, angle, angle, angle is the only other combination of angles and sides that we can't have. So we do not have enough information, so we're just going to say none. None of our shortcuts work for that one. So next one, we have an angle. This is another angle and a side. Angle, angle, side is definitely one of our shortcuts. It's one of our new ones, but that I can use to prove that those are congruent. Last one. So I have a side, an angle, and an angle. Remember, the side has to not be included, and that's the case for this one. So this one can also be proven by angle, angle, side. Now this could be written the other way around, SAA, and it's the same thing. I don't know why we do angle, angle, side. So, can I use angle, side, angle to prove that these triangles are congruent? So we need a yes or no answer and then prove why. So one thing to look out for that I noticed you guys haven't been doing when I was watching you do the proofs yesterday. Anytime you have a shared side, like this one, or like this one, you're going to use the reflexive property, and you should know that right away. So, with both of these, I know that this shared side is going to be equal. So here's a side, and here's a side. So now let's see if I can use angle, side, angle. I have an angle, and a side. That's what I need. But take a look at the order of these. Angle, side, angle means that our side has to be in between our angles. And in this case, this spells angle, angle, side, so I cannot. So we can say no, the side is not included. Remember, that was one of your vocab words, and included just means in between. Alright, so let's take a look at this next one. So the only information I really have is that this side is the same, but they tell me that these lines are parallel. Now, anytime you see parallel lines, that means that you got to do something with them. So extend them and just take a look at these parallel lines. Cut by this guy, and we can pretend this is our transversal. Think back a couple chapters. Anytime we had parallel lines cut by a transversal, we had two angles that were the same. These guys right here. So if I take a look at my two triangles, I have this side and this angle is congruent with this side and this angle. Now, they didn't tell me any more information here, so I can't really assume anything else. So I only have an angle and a side. That's not enough information. So we can say no. We would need another angle, and we would need to know that this angle down here and this angle here and this angle here were the same. We need one more congruent angle pair. So those ones we couldn't prove. Let's do an actual proof that we can prove. So we got to do a whole proof thing with this. So make your statements column, make your reasons column, and let's write down what they give us. So they tell us the angle K is congruent to angle M. So right now, out of my 5 shortcuts, remember you have SSS, SAS, ASA, AAS, and hypotenuse leg. So far with the information they told us is I know one angle pair is the same. So I can cross this guy off. There's no way it's going to be side, side, side because they wouldn't tell us one of the angles are the same. So then the next piece of information they tell me is that JL bisects KLM. So this has to do with another angle. So we have one more angle in here. So I can cross this guy off because there's only one angle in there. And this buzzword right here, bisects, means that I need to know something else. So definition of bisect, it's going to tell me something. So let's come over here and look what it does tell me. JL, so this line right here, cuts KLM, this angle right here, into 2 equal pieces. So because this slices this, I know that this guy here and this guy here have to be the same size by the definition of bisect. So angle KLJ is exactly the same size as angle MLJ. And now that's all the information they give me. It's just 2 angles. That doesn't work. We need one more piece of information. So remember, anytime you have triangles that share a side, you're going to need to use that. So here's this side right here. JL is in both triangles, and we know JL is congruent to JL by the reflexive property. Reflexive property, I need that word in there, of congruence. Make sure you're careful with that. I know IXL gives you reflexive property of equality and congruence. So now I have 2 angles and 1 side. So we're between these 2 right here. We have to figure out which one works, which correct order I have. So, go back up here and label them. I have an angle, and a side. So because the side's not in between, this is the shortcut I'm going to use, angle, angle, side. And remember, these shortcuts tell me that triangles are congruent. So triangle JKL is congruent to triangle JML. And that's it. So right now, you guys have a short little worksheet again. So 4-5 worksheet. And then you have IXL to do. You have 3 more IXLs today. This gives you a total of 7, and they are all due on Friday. Use your time wisely. Ask Mrs. Carroll for help if you need it. And I will see you tomorrow. Enjoy your day.